You ever feel like you and your partner are just speaking completely different languages? I mean, you're trying your best to show you care, but somehow it just doesn't land. Well, it turns out there's this kind of secret language hiding underneath all our little complaints, and if you can learn to speak it, man, it can change everything. So, to get what I mean, let's dive into this amazing story from a legendary family therapist, Virginia Satir. It's a little funny, kind of sad, but wow, is it revealing about how even our best intentions can go so wrong.
Now, that seems like a pretty standard opening question in therapy, right? But for this couple, oh boy, it basically unlocked a misunderstanding that had been quietly going on for a quarter of a century. Yeah, 25 years. Okay, so get this. The husband, he thought he was crushing it. I mean, for 25 years, on every single special occasion, he gave his wife roses. He was convinced they were her favorite flower. You know, the classic symbol of love. He thought he was doing everything right.
And the wife? Well, it turns out roses were the one flower she absolutely hated. Can you even imagine that? For 25 years, she'd smile, accept the bouquet, and never say a word. Why? Because she didn't want to hurt him. She didn't want to crush his big romantic gesture.
But hold on, because this was not a one-way street. The wife had her own little ritual of love. See, she was 100% convinced that her husband adored oatmeal. So, what did she do? She cooked it for him, all the time. It was her way of pouring all her care and affection into starting his day just right.
And the husband, you guessed it, just like his wife with the roses, he couldn't bring himself to tell her the truth. So every time he would force it down, put on a smile, and say something like, "Oh, this is delicious," which, of course, just made her want to cook it for him even more.
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You are doing important work.
So for 25 years, they were basically lovingly torturing each other. And this story just perfectly nails the problem, doesn't it? Both of them were acting out of pure love, trying so hard to care for each other. But because they never actually talked about their real needs, they ended up in this crazy cycle of good intentions gone wrong.
Okay, so how does this whole roses and oatmeal story connect back to us? Well, the thing is, this kind of stuff is happening in our own lives all the time. It's just hidden inside our everyday little frustrations and complaints.
I'm talking about stuff like this. You never wash the dishes after yourself. Come on, we've all been there, right? Either saying it or hearing it. But here is the absolute key. This complaint is almost never, and I mean never, actually about the dirty dishes in the sink.
So what's really going on? What is the real need that's hidden behind a complaint like that? This is the question you have to start asking yourself. The next time you feel that frustration bubbling up, just pause for a second and ask, what is it that I truly want from my partner right now?
Think of it this way. A complaint is like a symbolic marker. It's a big red flag pointing to some deeper, unmet emotional need. You know, the need to feel cared for or seen or just supported. The dishes, they're just the symbol. The real need, the thing you're actually asking for, is for your partner to show you, hey, I love you, I see you're tired, and I want to help ease your burden. It's a cry for support, just disguised as a comment about chores. All right, so if all our complaints are really just these symbols for deeper needs, how do we stop waving these little flags of frustration around and start having a real conversation? Well, good news. There's a really simple 3-step process that can help you translate that frustration into a real connection. Let's break it down. Step 1, just identify the complaint. Say it out loud to yourself. You never take out the trash. Okay, step 2, and this is the most important part. Dig underneath that. Ask yourself, what do I actually want here? Maybe it's, I want to feel supported. I want to feel like we're a team in this. And then, step 3, turn that need into a direct request. Something like, I would love it if you could take over the trash this week to give me a break. Just feel how different that is from the original complaint. It's a total game changer. Okay, so you've done it. You've successfully translated your complaint into a clear, positive request. Awesome. But there's one more piece to this puzzle. And honestly, it might be the most important part of this whole thing. And the question is this. Once you've stated your need, does your partner have the right to say no? This is the big one. This is the critical test. Because the answer to that question is what separates a relationship based on freedom and genuine care from one built on obligation and control. Just look at the difference here. A request invites your partner to connect. It allows them to say no, which opens up a real conversation. It's an invitation to be partners. A demand, on the other hand, it requires a yes. It completely shuts down choice and creates this feeling of obligation. It basically says, you owe me this, which, as you can imagine, leads to resentment, not connection. Yeah, giving each other the right to refuse can feel a little scary at first, but it's absolutely essential for a genuine connection. Think about it. A yes only really means something if no was also a real option on the table. You can't demand real love or support. It has to be given freely.
And you know what? When we really start to embrace this idea of freedom, it doesn't just change how we ask someone to take out the trash. It goes way deeper. It can fundamentally change the way we think about commitment and love itself. I mean, think about traditional wedding vows. Sometimes they can start to feel like, well, a trap. A promise you made a long time ago that now dictates your future no matter what. It's based on past obligation. But what if we looked at love differently? Not as this binding promise for life, but as a conscious choice, an active decision we get to make every single day.
The idea is that as you wake up next to your loved one, you are still choosing to love them every single day. That is such a powerful shift in thinking, right? Love stops being this old debt you have to pay off from your wedding day and becomes a gift you choose to give right here, right now. It's an active choice based on the connection you have today.
So that really leaves us with one last question to think about. In your relationships, are you making a daily choice to love, or are you just fulfilling an old obligation? Really thinking about that might not just change how you communicate, it could transform the very foundation of your relationship. And it might just be the secret to finally stop giving roses to someone who never wanted them in the first place.
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you want to overcome betrayal, break toxic cycles, take control of your relationship choices, read How to Deal with a Love Triangle. The link is below the video.